Powered by Arkansas, for Arkansas. This is Inside Arkansas Live.
And welcome into Inside Arkansas Live here on this beautiful day here in the great state of Nebraska. I am your host, John Neighbors, alongside Curtis Wilkerson and Andrew Ellis, and appreciate each and every one of you for making us a part of your afternoon this afternoon as we have a fun-filled show for you as we are once again live from DJ's Dugout here in Omaha for the College World Series, to where Arkansas facing off against LSU tonight at 6 o'clock, where Arkansas faces elimination. But LSU, they got to lose two of them to Arkansas. But we're going to talk all about that as we'll have a lot of things to discuss. We'll even have not only a lot of baseball talk, but even some basketball talk to get into. Maybe some football talk. We'll see if we have time, but we'll get to your chats and everything. But, fellas, it is Wednesday. I know it doesn't really feel like it because days are just an anomaly around here in Omaha. But how are the vibes here on this Wednesday?
My vibes are great, man. I feel really, really good today. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Guys, I cannot even express to you how much FOMO I had for that Arkansas LSU game that I was not at a few days ago. But what got me through is I knew that regardless of the outcome of that, these teams were going to meet again, and it's happening tonight. I'm super, super excited. And, hey, it's going to happen again tomorrow, so I'll be able to get my fill for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I'm certainly hoping that this one goes a lot better than the one that you missed, and that you are the missing ingredient. You are that missing piece that's going to get us over the top. But I'm absolutely excited. It's always the calm before the storm. It's a long, exhausting day here in Omaha. It always is, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be that exhausted, but you got to pace yourselves. You don't want to blow your load a little too early. You don't want to get too hyped up early in the day. So we've got a nice, calm excitement about us. We know we have a lot in front of us. There's a big task in front of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Will they get it done? Who knows? But I'm excited to watch them try. And I think that's the big thing that I think about with this baseball team is I'm always excited to watch them play. Like there's never a day where I'm like, I'm going to be nervous and I'm going to be anxious, but more than anything, the higher percentage of me is excited. And that's how I will remember this team, regardless of how this ends.
Well, and it's great you bring that up because we talked about it last night on the bombastic postgame show of just, people saying like, oh, I wanted to avoid this pitcher for LSU, or, oh, I wanted to do this. Oh, I was wanting to do that. But I just still look at it as kind of like you do, Andrew. I'm excited because I like to see this team play, because even though they're not undefeated, have won every single game, I still go into every game feeling Arkansas is a better team and going to win. Like I still feel that way. And that's a great feeling to have. And I feel the same thing tonight. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that LSU is not a good team and shouldn't be taken seriously at all. It's just how I feel about this team because they're fun to watch a lot. Sometimes they want you to pull your hair out, but sometimes they do awesome things. Against LSU the first time they played, wanted to pull my hair out. But against Murray State, they threw a no-hitter. So, I mean, it's just you never know really what to expect out of this team, and that's what makes it so fun to watch. And what's going to be happening tonight, I guess time will tell, but hey, you're still in the College World Series. You still got hope. You still got faith. You still got the opportunities to go in there and to get into the finals. It's not going to be easy, but I love the fact that they're here still. I love the fact that they're in this position. This is what you want to do if you want to win a championship. So it's up to you to just go out and do it. Simple as that.
I mean, absolutely, man. It's there's something to be said for being one of the Final Four teams in the entire country still standing, and they've had to scratch and fight and claw their way through it after finding their way into that elimination bracket. But you guys know the drill, man. Like we can come here for participation trophies. There are bigger goals at hand here. And I'm really excited for this because I love watching this baseball team play too. And I just love good baseball, and LSU is really good. It's a formidable opponent. I think two of, arguably not even arguably the best teams in the country by way of talent. There's just going to be a lot of really, really good baseball players out there on that field tonight. And this is what you want to see when you get to Omaha, man. So I'm really, really excited. I'm glad that this game is the main event. No disrespect to Louisville and Coastal. I think that's going to be an awesome one. Louisville's look great. Coastals look like a freaking buzzsaw. But, man, Arkansas, LSU in Omaha, an elimination game like this, it really gets no better than what we're going to see tonight.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's all about perspective. I think there's a lot of people who look at this and say, man, you got to beat this really good LSU team twice. Like, that's really hard. And it's, statistically improbable, if you just based on the numbers and all that. And that's absolutely true. But as you pointed out, like, this is where you want to be. This is where you want your season to come down to. This is where you want to finish your season. Arkansas is certainly going to do that. And I do think that Arkansas's played 3 games now in Omaha. They're 2-1. You've had such a massive moment. I mean, the coolest moment of this tournament so far has been Gage Wood's no-hitter, no doubt about that. I think that did a lot to help loosen these guys up. And there's still a lot of pressure. I mean, anytime your season can end, anytime you wake up in the morning not knowing if you're going to be able to wake up tomorrow and still be playing baseball, like that puts pressure. Being in this park, being on this stage, being in front of a big crowd, that puts pressure as well. And being against a really good squad, that's not the most ideal circumstance. But I think there's something to be said about this Razorback team maybe playing a little bit more loose. I thought last night was maybe the first signs of that, where we were like, hey, that actually kind of looks like the team that we know and love. Like, they actually look like they're having fun out there. And who knows, maybe that'll change. You know, you're facing a really good LSU squad who's going to throw. We'll talk about the arms in a bit, where we'll see who they're going to throw out there. We have not gotten pitching announcements for either team yet. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be tough, but you know it's that. Like, that's where you want to be. And so I think we've reached this point now where, will Arkansas get the job done? Will they not? We don't know, but I think there's no doubt that this team is good enough to beat anyone on any given day. They just got to beat LSU today, and then they got to beat LSU tomorrow. But I think everyone's kind of in that mode of like, you know, oh, this team's a choker. No, this team, there's no way they lose. Like, everyone's so far in the extremes. I think we've now reached the point in the season where we can all just acknowledge, like you said, these are the two best teams, at least on this side of the bracket. It's going to play out this way. We'll find out. Like, let's just strap in, enjoy the journey, be glad that you're here, and see if you can go make it happen. See if you can go make something special happen.
Well, it's like we said last night, too. Going into the World Series, everyone had to know you were going to have to beat LSU twice no matter what. Like, you were going to have to beat them twice no matter what. Well, you would probably have preferred to beat them in the first game and then, you know, have to just beat them again at some other time. But you were going to have to go through them. And so no matter what it is, this is nothing that you are ill prepared for. This is not something that just seems an impossible feat for you. You can do it. And honestly, guys, I know, you know, the hitting has been a topic of conversation of, you know, inconsistent. I feel like it's gotten a little bit better. But the reason I'm really confident, even though they're throwing different pitchers tonight, which we'll talk about, the pitching's been so phenomenal. I mean, why would I not believe in Beidel Shees if it's him? Why would I not believe in, you know, if it's Vouch or any of these guys? Because listen, I love Gage Wood. We all do. He's a good pitcher. But I don't think anyone was like, oh yeah, I could totally see him having a no-hitter in the College World Series. You know, we love Gabe Gackle, but I don't think anyone was like, oh yeah, against LSU, he's going to have 10 strikeouts and play his best. Like, you know he's capable of it, but even yesterday, Jimenez when he came in, and Root when he came in, the pitching's just been phenomenal. So even though it's not the same player all the time, I just feel so great about the pitching that no matter what happens, I just assume, hey, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great performance. And whoever's in there, I have trust and confidence in.
Well, there's a lot of fears you have as a sports fan, but specifically as a Razorback fan. Like, hey, I think going into the postseason, there were a lot of Hog fans who had that big fear. What if we choke in our own regional? Yeah. What if our bats go cold at the worst time? Like, what if all these things happen? That's a fear that you have to get over, and Arkansas has gotten over some of those obstacles. When you get in the spot where you lose your first game, immediately your first fear is, damn, are we going to have the pitching to win 4 straight games? And we'll see if Arkansas has the pitching to do that. But to your point, if Arkansas loses tonight, it's not going to be because they ran out of pitching. They've got plenty of arms. They've got a lot of arms that have not thrown. If Arkansas loses tonight, it's not going to be because they choked and because Dave Van Horn is not capable of winning on the big stage and blah, 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 blah. That's what I love about this time of year is, like, you've gotten here to this point. You don't get to this spot by accident. A lot of people kind of assumed Arkansas and LSU would be in this spot, and they were right to do so. I mean, these teams are really good. You're at the time of year where it's the best of the best of the best. It is the top 1.1 or 0.1% of every college baseball team in the country at any level, and may the best man win. And like, I think that's what's should honestly free up this Razorback team, is because I think there's that fear of like, do we want to be that team that goes 0-2? Do we want to be that team that can't hit on the big stage and blah, blah, blah. Arkansas has been able to kind of avoid the big oopsie, you know, like the big, like, embarrassing send-off. Yeah. Not that it won't be disappointing, not that it won't be depressing if they lose tonight. Like, we're going to be sad no matter when the season ends. But I think now there should be a little bit of a sense of relief. And Dave has used that term after the Super Regional. You've gotten past some of these obstacles. Now it's just a matter of, can you go out there and make something happen? And there's no mistake about this. Like, it is going to be a very hard thing to do. Arkansas's halfway through the most challenging thing you can do in college baseball, one of the more challenging formats you can win through in sports. And there's no doubt it's going to take a great effort. It's going to take a special group of young men. We've thought for a long time this Razorback team might be that special group. They get a chance to go out there and prove it today. I don't think you can ask for much more.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to kind of, read the body language and the demeanor of the guys there in pregame. I just wonder, are they going to be eagle-eyed and laser-focused out there? I wouldn't mind seeing them look a little loose, and playing with some freedom. Now, I wouldn't get carried away like UCLA did at the end of the game last night. Although when they started acting a fool, that's when they started scoring runs. So maybe there was actually something to that. But Andrew, I'm still stuck on something that you said to me after the show last night, and I 100% agree with this, and I can't stop thinking about it. But if you really think about it, and I believe you, and I believe this, top to bottom, if you look at these teams and their rosters and their seasons, Arkansas is a better team. I really feel that way, but there's just been something about this matchup that's been looming over the Razorbacks here. They've had such a hard time getting over the hump against this LSU team, particularly this season. When you get here, it's almost like an all bets are off situation, and I want to see Arkansas rewarded for being that team the entire season. I want them to play like they had the entire season in this particular matchup. That's what I want to see, and I hope that happens starting tonight.
Yeah, I think I mentioned all the fears that you have and ways, like the things we tell ourselves, because as Hog fans or as sports fans, when something happens, win or lose, we always have to look for, well, why did that happen? Is there a big overarching theme or narrative as to why it happened? And depending on when your season ends, it's a little bit easier or harder to do that mental gymnastics here. I think that's going to be the toughest thing, that if Arkansas can't get this job done here, tonight and tomorrow, is that you're going to have to look at that LSU side and you're going to say, man, you're now whatever it is, 0-5, or if they win today or lose tomorrow, 1-4, 1-5, whatever it is, and you're 1-3 against those guys this year. That is tough to swallow, because those are the two teams that I feel like there's been some other teams that are in that mix, but that have been kind of compared, and we always kind of knew this might be the possibility. And so to just get to this stage and find out you're not quite as good would be a really tough one to realize. And if you look at this program big picture, LSU, it sucks. Maybe edit this out afterwards, John. LSU's the best baseball program in the country, and they have been for a really long time. And you can make an argument for this as of today. Do they have the best team? Do they have the best program? I don't know, but just historically, they've got all the accolades. They're the kind of standard that we all compare ourselves to. And so I think it's again, that's the opportunity this team and this program has, is to go out there and beat that squad and know how much that would mean. And again, everyone's going to say, well, yeah, but it's going to be hard. They're going to have to beat them twice. Yeah, we know it's going to be hard. You don't win a national championship without winning hard games, without doing hard tasks. And so I think listen, it's going to be devastating, no matter what. It's going to be nerve-wracking. But I find myself very fired up at the possibility of what this program, what statement Arkansas could make if they're able to pull off the impossible.
Yes, and regardless of how the first game went down, you were going to have to beat LSU 2 out of 3 games to get through this thing.
100%.
Or you have to beat them twice. You're going to have to do it. You lost the first one. You made it a little bit more complicated. It doesn't change the math, though. You're going to have to beat them twice.
Yep. And also, too, I know we'll get into the chat, but I was just, we were talking about on our way home last night, just the format of the College World Series when you compare it to so many other things. In the regular season, you have, a midweek game or midweek series that are 2 games. You have weekend series that have best 2 out of 3, everything. Then you have the SEC tournament, conference tournament, single elimination, whatever. Then you have the regionals. We know how that format is, losers bracket, or I guess in that case, double elimination. Then you have also best of 3, like all of that. But then the College World Series, it's truly the only thing that just completely throws all the rules out the window.
Oh, my goodness.
Where it's like, literally, if Arkansas was Arkansas to win the College World Series, they were going to win it all. And there's a possibility that from this point, fellas, Arkansas plays 5 more games, 5 more baseball games, after already playing 3 baseball games and having to win so much, and doing it where they've only had 1 day of rest.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no other sport that does something like that. And I'm not complaining. I'm not saying oh, this is why Arkansas is this, because everybody has to go through it. But it's just really an absurdity when you think about it, comparatively speaking to the college football or college basketball or anything else. There's nothing that compares to where it's like, okay, here's set. Then when the championship series and everything happens, just madness. And you got to play all these games back to back on crazy times and crazy days, all in one stadium against random opponents. There's just no logic behind it.
Imagine they did the college football playoff 1 weekend, where it's Thursday's the semifinal, and then Sunday. Because that's how it is in basketball, Saturday, Monday. Imagine they just did that for football. It is kind of crazy. When you said that last night on the way home, John, you were like, we've covered 3 games here at the College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a long grind, and we've had, a blast. This has been one of the best weeks of my life, best weeks of my career. But like we've had 3 games, and it's felt like a mountain and like a long time. Curtis, you've been here for 2, and it feels like a big deal. When you said that the proposition that they could have to play 5 games in 6 days after these 3 games that have completely drained us, it's a lot when you really think about it. But again, this is the foxhole. This is the mud, and pigs thrive in the mud, and this is where you want to be. And I'm excited to watch this team play in these circumstances, man.
I mean, show me the other sport, sans injuries, where you could be at the pinnacle, right? You can be in your World Series, you could be in your championships, and you're in a situation where, dang, man, we don't have a choice. We're going to have to throw this kid that we haven't thrown in 3 months. Or we're going to have to go with this guy who, man, we had to remove him from our weekend rotation and try to get him sorted out in the bullpen, and we got to have him starting in an elimination game. And it's no disrespect to him, but LSU's in the same situation. Like, under any circumstance in any other sport, would you imagine not starting one of your main guys in an elimination game? You know what I mean? For in the pinnacle like this, you're in the final 4 teams of remaining in your sport, and this is just what it does. It is literally a war of attrition. We talk about that for like the grind of like SEC basketball last season, or what it is in football, and it just wears on you and wears on you. This is different from a standpoint of it's this one singular event, 12 days or however long it is, and it just wears on you and wears on you and grinds on you. It's who can survive that. It's the epitome, and it's interesting because there's so much that's individualized about this sport, but it's the epitome of a team sport because you need every single guy on the roster to be able to get through something like this.
Zach Root shouted out Zane Becker yesterday, which I thought was awesome. One, by the way, Zach Root, like, commend him on his performance, but he was like, man, Zane Becker is a huge deal because he's helping us getting ready in the bullpen, but also like I'm getting feedback from him in the bullpen about how my pitches are moving and kind of what he thinks of my stuff and different matchups. Like, he's having those conversations with Zane Becker, and Elliot Peterson is another guy who has not played for Arkansas this year. He's on this trip. He's a bullpen catcher for Arkansas. Like, all these guys in the support staff, the nutrition, strength coach, we see all these guys. It does take everyone. And, we always talk about coaching decisions and how it's hard to, like if Gabe Gackle gets announced as a starter today, everyone's going to have an opinion about how they feel about it. And, I would have done this, I would have done that, and whatever. In this circumstances, because of all those things you detailed and that we've been talking about, it's even more impossible to sit there and try and tell Dave or these players or anyone how to operate, because it's like, you got to do it however you can get it done. Like, there really is no like good, firm, easy way to navigate these waters here. And so, not to say that Dave is always going to make the right decision and we should just shut up and stand by and watch, but I do think it is kind of fascinating, and you just never know the conversations that are going on behind closed doors, what these meetings are like, what's going on with some of the players on the team, because everyone else, this is the biggest moment of all these guys' lives. They're all kind of going through their own personal battles and dealing with these circumstances. And so it's fascinating. And again, that's what makes it so fun. And we talked about how UCLA does the whole pitching Little League thing where they just kind of every game, everyone's available, and they kind of ran out of gas on their own way yesterday. But it's a fun time of year because I think that binds a group together where it's like, dude, screw it, man. We got to dig deep and we got to do it together, and it needs all of us. I think those are circumstances that brew something special.
All we got is all we need.
Exactly.
That's every single time. So we'll get to your chat, folks. Appreciate everybody tuning in. But I want to remind everybody here at Inside Arkansas Live, we're brought to you by Macadoodles, fine wine and beer and spirits, where they're a local Arkansas favorite brand, as we all know. And it just so happens that they also have a place here in Omaha, which we're hoping to be doing a live show on Friday, assuming that Arkansas continues to win. So that would be really tremendous. But they are not only local there in Arkansas, but up here in Omaha. The store is ran by University of Arkansas alum, as well as a diehard Razorback fan. And for all you Razorback fans who are needing to get yourselves a little party started when it comes to all of your beer, wine, and spirits, Macadoodles over in Omaha is offering free ice to all you Razorback fans. And also, with every $20 purchase, you can get you a 30-pack of Busch Light for $16.88. It's that simple. They also have a large selection of beer, seltzers, liquor, wine, all that great stuff to make sure your College World Series is a blast. They also have water, snacks, and cigars, among other items. So if you're a Razorback fan feeling, hey, they're going to win it all, get you some victory cigars ready for it as well. Macadoodles Omaha is proud to be a part of Arkansas and proud to be hanging out with Razorback fans and being able to provide all of the great beer, wine, and spirits that they need. A Woo Pig from Macadoodles there in Omaha. And we got to get into the chat because I know there's a lot of people wanting to chime in here today. So we'll do a vibe check of the chat. And it's presented by our friends over at Basis Health, where they're changing the way healthcare is delivered by delivering that and providing that mobile medical visit to the comfort of your very own home, where a doctor will come to your home and help you out with all of your urgent care, primary care, IV hydration, and so much more. Basis Health, they are here for you when and where you need them the most. Learn more at basishealth.org today. So let's go ahead and get to the chat. And Logan, I guess I do apologize for that, but I got to hit it to.
All right, button. That was the right button.
Hey, listen, sometimes I'm on it, when I got my bat and I can just hit it there. But
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, appreciate you, Logan, for the super chat, man. Very nice. He says DJ Wagner jersey, just what I need to see. Hogs by 90. Yep, I'm doing DJ Wagner today. A lot of it, I'd like to sit here and say it's because it's like a part of a plan or some reason. Actually, I'm just kind of running out of stuff to wear. I think we're all kind of hitting that problem right now. We have to do a load of laundry at some point over at Wes's place, the Hog Heaven House. So we may have to find a way, but still, thank you, Logan, though. I did it for you, buddy, and for the Hogs and all
DJ
that.
Wagner, DJ's Dugout.
Exactly.
Don't matter. Hogs by 90.
Yep.
By the way, the
good.
DJ Wagner jersey, you want to tell that story, John, about how it got rave reviews in the pisser today?
I wasn't going to bring it up because I get tired of bringing up stories that happen to me while I'm in the pisser. But, I mean, now the cat's out of the bag now. So there's a lot of Louisville fans that are here.
Shout out to them for traveling, by the way.
Yeah, they've shown up. Because Louisville is on the other side of the bracket, and they'll be facing off against Coastal Carolina today, I guess here in about 30 minutes. But either way, I was there using the restroom. Louisville van walked in and saw the Wagner, saw the Arkansas, and he's like, hey, DJ Wagner. And I was like, yeah. And he basically said, I won't repeat exactly what he said, but he basically said, I'm glad he's over there with y'all and not those blue fellas over there in Kentucky. So, no, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But glad that the place is it's traveling
Love
well.
that everyone loves DJ Wagner, except for people in Lexington.
It's weird. And if any of you, any of these Louisville fans who are out here at DJ's Dugout want food recommendations when they come take an L in Fayetteville in December, come see me. We'll set you up at the right spots.
Yeah, we'll help you out there. So shout out to our guy Hayden. Super chat appreciates this. Please no football talk. All right. In that case,
thanks for paying for us to not talk, which is our job.
If you insist, I mean, I'll throw away my notes now. But
I was going to bring up the SEC home records team by team graphic that I saw a little bit earlier, but we'll save that for a different day.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, listen. If the head coach of the Arkansas Razorback football team would say or do anything and would show up in Omaha or would put out any type of statement, maybe we would react to it, but that is not happening.
No,
we need Sam here.
Yeah, we don't need something. That's for sure. Shout out to our guy Quinn. Appreciate it, Quinn. Super Chat goes, there's an argument that college baseball has the toughest format to win a championship. I mean, yeah, I think that it's tough to win a championship at anything, but there's definitely an argument for it. Some people say, oh, the basketball tournament because, one bad game and you're done. At least in baseball, you get other opportunities. But there's no doubt that the vast majority of amount of games you have to play is the toughest in baseball because, geez, man, it's craziness.
I mean, basketball, obviously, the margin for error, you have none. Whereas in college baseball, you could lose, 4 games over the course of the tournament, and you could still win the whole thing. And, like that certainly adds to it. The reason I would lean that baseball is the toughest is because in basketball, the most you would play in a weekend is 2 games, separated by a day every single time. And so not necessarily the most grueling. Like we see teams in the regular season go through more grueling weekends than they maybe would go through in the NCAA tournament, which obviously the stakes and pressure and all that. And in baseball, the way you approach each game is completely different. If you use a pitcher on Friday, you can't use them on Saturday and Sunday and all these things. Whereas basketball, it's like the margin for error is none. And so it's like, that's why it's a pretty tough. Like if you're the best team in basketball, you can't be super confident you're going to win the tournament just because of the format. But you don't have to change the way you play every game. You can kind of just win 6 straight games.
You don't have to play as many games in such a short amount of time in basketball to where you have to start, Kareem Rattel in an elimination game in the Final 4.
Yeah, it's not oh man, can't use Carter Knox after he hit those 7 threes the other day.
Exactly. It's unbelievably difficult and it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much about this. This is really cool. I mean, this is my first experience here in Omaha. And I know you've got the regionals and the supers, on location and everything, but this whole event down here, it reminds me, I really loved, and John, I know you had a unique experience there too, but when they had the NCAA tournament bubble in Indianapolis and every team was there and they had a couple different venues, but just having all these different fan bases and everything represented, I think is really cool. Having a huge event like this in one location is really cool. And now I understand the grind that comes along with it. This is just, it's awesome. There's nothing like it.
Hot take. Should they go back to that? The bubble tournament a little bit?
If they did it in an area, like, cause in Indianapolis, you have enough hotel rooms and everything, because it's a lot. I mean, if it's 68 teams or whatever, 64 if they did the thing in Dayton, whatever, it's all there in one place. But like they played at Bankers Life and Lucas Oil, and they played at Butler, and they played at Purdue. They had like 5 schools within a 45-minute radius or something. And I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
I love things like that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, yeah, it's never going to be that way because there's too much money involved with having bids on the NCAA tournament. But it was really cool for that one time to be able to experience it for sure. So who knows? Maybe one day. Of course, you got John Fisher coming in. Hey, what's our pitching situation, boys?
Fantastic. Well,
yeah,
I mean pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, about as good as it can be given the circumstances. I actually want to pull up these spreadsheets that Daniel Shee tweeted out. He's got the pitching breakdowns for both teams in terms of what they have used. Here's a look at Arkansas. As you see, obviously, Root through 38 on Saturday, 87 on Tuesday. We're going to assume he's out of there. Gackel threw his 90 on Saturday. We're reaching that point where he's most likely available today, but would certainly be available tomorrow. Gage Wood, we're going to rule him out, but Aiden Jimenez with his 41, I don't think he's ruled out. McIntyre with his 33, I don't think he's ruled out. Gibbler and Fouch, certainly not ruled out. So literally everything below those first 3 names is pretty much on the board for Arkansas today. And you look at the LSU side, now their list is a little bit shorter because they don't trust many of these guys. Kason Evans, their freshman Game 3 starter, he's off the board. Cade Anderson, most likely off the board today, but I would imagine he would be the starter tomorrow. Anthony Ianson there that Monday through 44 pitches. That's the key guy here. That's the X factor because he's maybe their best arm overall. He had a really good game against Arkansas, and they're almost certainly going to bring him back either today or tomorrow. It's just a matter of, will that be to start? Will that be out of the bullpen? There's not many other guys they've used. I've said it all along. There's 5 guys LSU trusts. There are 5 guys they have used in the College World Series so far. Now, they've only had to play 2 games. We'll see how it works out. I think Cowan and Newt are going to be the 2 first names you see out of the LSU side today, and we'll see how they fare. But there's not a ton of depth there with that LSU pitching staff, which you can see by the graphic. And I think it's going to be fascinating to see both of these teams navigate it. Arkansas has a little bit longer group, but you can make an argument. It's not like you trust all of those guys with your life necessarily.
Let's see. Smitty says, did you guys see the picture of Nolan, Ryan, Max, and Gage Wood, I assume, wearing all the same uniform at the time they threw no-hitters?
Yeah, I did see that graphic. I saw people like really, so like we kind of like laughed at it because we were like, listen,
it's pretty absurd.
It's pretty absurd to try and like say, because they said he obliterated the MLB record, which is just factually incorrect. Like you cannot break an MLB record if you are not pitching in the MLB. And so I thought it was kind of funny, but it's still cool. I mean, anytime you're on a list with those guys, with Scherzer and Nolan Ryan, like that's a great list to be on. And even us thinking it was kind of stupid, I was stunned by how like angry people got about it. Like I saw a bunch of LSU fans that be like, "This is the dumbest thing." They're like, "Y'all are taking away from his accomplishment." I'm like, "Well, let's relax. Let's just relax a little bit."
Yeah. People taking social media a little too seriously in that regard. Hayden wants to know also, what does your sock situation look like? Andrew?
Okay, so let's talk about this. So it was the dark gray socks that I was riding with, and I felt good about because I wore white Hanes socks when LSU beat Arkansas on Saturday. So I went back to the well, started wearing the gray socks, and I wore all my gray socks. I ran out of those gray socks. So yesterday I wore some white socks that were not Hanes, and Arkansas won. So maybe that's a good sign. Shout out to Curtis Wilkerson for stepping up and getting the job done and handing me a pair of dark gray socks from his own bag. Yeah, some people will give you the shirt off their back.
That's right.
Curtis will give you the socks off his feet. And I appreciate him for that. We'll see if it brings the Hogs some good luck. And then tomorrow, I'm doing laundry at like 4 a.m. tomorrow if need be.
If there's one thing on this trip that there's zero chance I run out of, it's socks.
Well, that's good.
I did an entire load of laundry before we left, and it included like all my socks. And I also had a new package of socks that I got at the store. And so I've got like 21 pairs of socks in my bag. It's ridiculous.
Socks are the one thing that I like. I did 2 loads of laundry. I've got like 9 T-shirts left.
Yeah,
I got unlimited T-shirts. Shorts, I've got maybe 1 or 2 left. Socks, I just didn't grab as many socks as I wanted.
Shout out to JM Scott, who was a guy who hooked up at Macadoodles last Friday. And he says, if you guys end up back at Macadoodles, I'll treat you guys to a little something to what you had last time. Let's go Hogs. Appreciate that, James. We're hoping we're back there on Friday, man, because that would mean not only do we get to hang out at McAdoodles, which is really awesome, but it also means that Arkansas is going to the College World Series Finals.
Yeah.
So,
it means when I get to go to the zoo.
Yep, that's true.
Eat at one of those cool steakhouses again.
Yeah.
So,
We'd actually have time to do things.
There's a lot at stake here.
Yes. Literally, yeah. I was about to say, it's. I see what you did there. Quinn, appreciate the super chat. That I'm guessing LSU hopes that Ison can go 7 innings if he starts today.
Listen, I think if LSU starts Anthony Ison today, one, it's going to be hard to disagree with that decision because he's their guy. I mean, I think you'd probably like that. And you have Cade Anderson tomorrow. I can't imagine he's able to throw 7 innings. He threw 44 pitches on Monday night, which is, a couple days ago. There's some rest, but if he's able to throw 7 innings, that would likely entail 90, 100 pitches, and he'd have to be very effective. If he can do that, listen, you tip your cap and, you move on and your season ends, and that's a heartbreaking way to go out. That should not be the plan. But to Quinn's point, LSU does not trust many dudes in that pitching staff. There's a lot of guys that Jay Johnson looks at and cringes that he does not want to have to throw. And Anthony Ison is, of course, not one of them. And so I think he will gladly ride him as long as he can. 7 innings seems pretty steep.
Yeah. And it's I keep thinking about what you mentioned last night about Root, who had an extra day rest than what Ison would have if he pitched today. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. And it was almost, well, I guess he threw, 15 or so less pitches, but Root he had more rest and threw less pitches, and he was not sharp. And I don't know if that's because of the bullets that he threw a few days ago, but he was not his best. I mean, he's got the job done, of course, but we've seen way more electric versions of Zach Root. And so if they want to throw out an Ison who's got his B- game or something, then sure.
That's kind of,
please do.
That's kind of where I'm at. You make a great point. So Zach Root throws 38 pitches on Saturday. And on Tuesday, Matt Hobbs spoke after the game and said the last 2 innings he threw, he was out of gas.
Yeah.
And he was like 92, 93. He gutted through it, and credit to Zach Root. He deserves he deserves to be commended for the way that he didn't shy away from that. He took the ball. He gave Arkansas everything he had, gets him through 5 innings, even when he didn't have his best stuff. And so you think Ison, who threw 6 more pitches than Zach Root.
Okay.
He threw 44 on Monday.
Gotcha.
So he would have a 1 fewer day rest. And we're saying he's going to be better than that. You know what I mean? Like maybe he can, do whatever. It's just that's a tough proposition, and there's never an ideal time to face Anthony Ison. But I think LSU would probably I don't want to say anything crazy, but I think Arkansas should not be depressed if Anthony Ison starts today.
Also, like this from Cole, he's just like, hey, just have to win an SEC series 2 games in a row. We do that all the time.
Amen.
I mean, listen, this is factual information. I mean, obviously, it's always tough to do, but it's tough to beat Tennessee twice in a row. Arkansas did that twice. It's tough to beat Ole Miss on the road twice in a row. Arkansas did that. It's tough to beat a lot of these teams twice. Arkansas's found a way to do it, and as we said, that's what this is. You got to beat them 2 out of 3.
Also, Cole says, do you think UCLA was surprised to see an Islander attacking them last night?
Yeah, that's crazy work, man. I don't think they were surprised because I think the particular Islander is one that people know about.
Yeah, it took them 2 at-bats too many to figure out they just needed to put them on.
Yeah, geez. That still is always my favorite thing is whenever you're just so good that they're just like, we don't even want to give you an opportunity to do anything. Just take your base. Just get over there and take your base. Let's see. Sweet Arkansas gal says, thanks to the dudes at Inside Arkansas, I know the names and watch the games. I like how that rhymes.
Love
and
that.
shout out, I hope you enjoyed that glizzy you had earlier, Sweet
That's
Arkansas
right.
gal.
Yep.
She had a glizzy?
That was her first.
Yeah.
She had a hot dog today in honor of the College World Series.
Oh, excellent. Let's see. Ty Langston says, John has not been skipping arm day. Yeah, well,
He's not. John had arm day this morning.
Yep, I sure did. Just
pump in.
Get a quick pump in because I knew I was going to be wearing this DJ Wagner jersey, so I was like, well, I can't be going out there looking flabby because I've been eating nothing but fried food all week. So I got to do it. But
I was trying to get a little bro session. Pump a little iron with John there. He wasn't feeling it though. He's not a workout partner guy.
I'm not a morning guy in general. But hey, Curtis over here running 8 miles in the morning, and I'm just like, I haven't even showered yet. Like when he gets back, it's just he's an animal, man. In fact, Odell says no losses with Curtis in town. Time to upgrade his air mattress.
Dude, okay, I started this. Let me tell you people something. There is no upgrade from this air mattress. It's ridiculous. I mean, we went to Wally World and they had top shelf to bottom shelf types of air mattresses there. There was one that was like $16 or something. I'm like, all right, that's fine. And and John's like, but I might keep this. Like, I might have it for my place. You never know, whatever. And he went with the deluxe of the deluxe. Like, it has its own headboard. Like, it has its own inflatable headboard. It's crazy. It doesn't lose air. It's not that loud when you air it up. I mean, we weren't waking up any kids or wiener dogs. So it's just it's an impressive air mattress, and it sleeps comfortably. So I'm very grateful for that. Not that I would have been, just in shambles if I had to share a couch with the one and only Andrew Ellis. But
Logan wants to know if there's room for 2 on said air mattress.
Logan,
I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but but you are not the size of a normal sized human being. Like, it is probably, I would say 2 normal sized human beings could fit in that mattress. You and Logan, I would not qualify as normal sized human beings.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. That'd be an impressive feat.
Me and John could probably make it work, low key.
That might be true.
Yeah,
but John's not giving up his room.
No, I'm not. It's the cave in there, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
See a few more chats here too. Jeremy says Arkansas versus Coastal in the finals with Arkansas taking the W. Not going to stop believing now.
Love that.
All right,
I like that. And listen, if this is the plan, which of course it is, everybody needs to be paying attention closely to Coastal today, because what you don't want to have happen is Coastal to win today and not have to play tomorrow, have 2 off days, Thursday and Friday off days, while Arkansas and LSU are stabbing each other in the neck back and forth and using every arm, and maybe using Cade Anderson, using Gabe Gackle, using Gage Wood, or whoever the hell. Like, that would be tough, and then Coastal would be in a good spot. So Hog fans should be huge Louisville fans no matter what today.
Yes, they should. Also, we keep seeing fire trucks. Now I just saw a police cruiser.
Yeah,
so
that makes me nervous.
It's all by your truck.
Man, don't be doing that.
I mean, it's
Come
just
on,
all
listen,
kind of
I pay
around
for my
there.
parking, man. I pay for my parking. They don't need the sirens up to listen, parking's a premium around here. So
you weren't by a fire hydrant, were you?
I don't think so.
Like, they'd bust out your windows to get the hose through if something was on fire?
Well, hey, it's great for content. It'll just be another story.
I think it was a legit parking spot.
I mean, listen, I did a heck of a job parallel parking, so I made it a good parking job. Like, it's a parking spot now, so it better be all right. Odell outside says, if still at DJ's on Saturday, we will join. We will be here. So
great.
Yep.
Heck yeah,
awesome.
Cool.
Yep. And also Jeremy also said, took it before the season started, plus 1,200, going to be tough, but we'll get it done. So
low key, Jeremy, you should probably go ahead and hedge that. Like, just in general, you know what I mean? Like, split the difference, find a number that makes sense.
Yep.
Well, plus 1,200. I mean, yeah, you should probably go ahead and hedge.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Sweet Arkansas gal actually said, Curtis, Jim Rome had an excellent interview with Coach Cal talking about his recruiting strategy. Did you get the chance to hear that?
I know that he had the interview with Jim Rome. I saw the part of it where he was like, I'm not going to the Knicks, but thanks. And I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, though, and I want to. That's what I'll do on tomorrow morning's little adventure out and about in Bellevue or wherever we're staying.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Johnny Jones has quite a few here. Is that LSU has the pitching we usually have. That's why our guys can't hit them.
I think he's trolling.
I don't know. He rattled off
yeah.
like 8 just of the stupidest takes I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Y'all want to know the difference. So our Arkansas and LSU are number 9 and 10 nationally in ERA. Y'all want to know the difference between LSU and Arkansas's pitching overall numbers on the year? LSU has a 3.79 ERA. Arkansas has a 3.80 ERA. LSU has, a potential top 10 pick in Cade Anderson this year and a top 75 pick in Anthony Ianson. Arkansas has 2 top 50 picks in Zach Root and Gage Wood. Arkansas also has Gabe Gackle, who's a top 25 prospect in his class. They also have Christian Fouch. He throws 100. Arkansas has more depth than LSU. I think if you look at the rosters and compare it, you can make a very, very easy argument that Arkansas actually is the more talented, better overall pitching staff. Arkansas also has a better strikeout rate, better walk rate. Opponents hit a few, percentage points less than them. Like, the idea that like LSU has this pitching staff that Arkansas doesn't have is a fugazi.
Mm-hmm.
It is an incorrect narrative.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that Johnny Jones sucked as LSU's basketball coach, so he has to come into our chat and say stupid stuff.
That's right.
That's
this is my favorite one.
But saying that we gone to get it done when we know our batters can't hit SEC.
Well,
pitching.
Arkansas did lead the SEC in batting average and runs scored in SEC play.
Other than that, they can't.
Outside of that, yeah. He also said that they should bench the younger Aloy brother. He said we bench Kendall Diggs. Why can't we bench him? Well, one guy is hitting 160 and is banged up and is a 5th-year senior. The other guy is a top 100 prospect in his class and hitting 330, leads the team in RBI.
21 game on base streak.
Has been on base in 21 straight games. I was going to say, everybody was like freaking out because I said he had a 6-game hit streak. I apologize. He didn't have a 6-game hit streak. He snapped his 5-game hit streak, which he got right back to last night. And he's been on base in 21 straight games while y'all have been pissing and moaning.
Yeah, it's just never stops, man. It never stops. But
good times.
Yeah, we'll continue to get to your chats, folks. But I want to remind everybody that we're brought to you by our friends over at Freedom Boat Club of Arkansas. We know summer is officially here. The weather is definitely making it known, and there's no better place to spend your summer than on the lake. But if you don't have a boat, that's okay, because Freedom Boat Club has you covered, where they offer you and give you access to those boats without the commitment. And with a boating that fits your lifestyle, it's fun, it's flexible, and it's stress-free. You know, they always say, you never want to be someone that owns a boat. You want to be someone that knows somebody that owns a boat. Well, in this particular case, you can be the best of both worlds, where you take care of the boat as far as going out and doing all the cool, fun stuff with it, but without coming with all the stress and all the crazy things that nobody wants to deal with a boat. They take care of you. They got 3 locations in Arkansas, and lake time is closer than you think, whether it's the Greers Ferry Lake, Lake Hamilton there in Hot Springs, or a day on the river in Little Rock. Freedom Boat Club of Arkansas will help you make your summer in the natural state the best one yet. You can check out their website at www.freedomboatclubar.com. That's freedomboatclubar.com to learn more about the benefits of joining the club. You can also check out that QR code there in the top right corner of the screen. Appreciate them being a part of us here at Inside Arkansas. All right, we got a few more super chats, and let's see. I guess Quinn, I can't remember. I don't think we read this from Quinn. Said, I think they ideally want to go Ison and then Shores.
Yeah, which, look, they can do that. I mean, that is probably, I would agree, that's probably what they want to do. But again, Ianson pitched 44 pitches on Monday. Shores has not thrown a ton. He's only thrown 21 pitches, but he threw on Saturday and through Tuesday. Not a huge workload in either one of those, but I don't think that fits. He fits the description of someone who could stretch out and throw 3, 4, 5 innings. I don't imagine Ianson, if he's throwing today, is going to be able to give you 5, 6, 7 innings. So it's like, I think they would probably need to mix in some other arms. And there are some other guys that can do it, some talented guys. I mean, William Schmidt, very talented freshman. Maverick Rizzi, another very talented. Like, they have the freshman Cooper Williams. But these are not guys that LSU's dying to get into high leverage situations. I mean, William Schmidt has been pretty much useless for them down the stretch. And so it's like, there's a lot of freshmen in this LSU roster that are very talented, but it reminds me a little bit of Brady Tigert in 2022, where he was awesome for you in the regular season, and then kind of you couldn't use him in the postseason. LSU's got some guys that fit that description. If you don't believe me, just look at what LSU's done in the postseason. They have not used a lot of those guys in high leverage situations because they don't want to. They brought back Ianson after throwing 100 pitches 3 days before to close out the regional because they don't trust any of those guys.
Well, and I also want to throw this from the Super Chat, because I think it's a good discussion that we need to have, but this comes from Hatch. Appreciate the Super Chat. It says, what are your thoughts on Golden Spikes? Do you think our guy has it or no? I mean, listen, we were bringing it up last night, and I kept tweeting about, Golden Spikes, when he kept making plays, because he was. I mean, has anything changed? I mean, is he the front runner now, or is it still going to take a little bit more for him to get that reward?
The important thing to realize with the Golden Spikes, and I know this is going to sound bad, and it's going to sound like I'm a hater, the Golden Spikes, among all the major sports awards, the Golden Spikes is the most fraudulent. When a third of the voting comes from fans, it's a little bit, weird. And so I think those factors actually help Vahiva Aloy, because he has a massive fan base who's voting for him every day. He's the most, prominent name, among the 3 guys. Liam Doyle, I think, is an afterthought. I think it's between him and the Florida State shortstop for sure. Vahiva Aloy being in Omaha still helps. They're going to announce it this weekend, so we'll find out soon. Personally, I think Lodice is gonna win it, and I think he's a very deserving winner. It's a kind of a down year for the Golden Spikes. I don't really know if either of these guys are gonna be ones that we stack up with the greatest individual seasons of all time or anything. But Vahiva Aloy has I would say it's a coin flip at this point, honestly, between him and the Florida State shortstop.
Yeah, I still think he should win, just because I'm biased. But I don't know. There's only one still playing, and I'm
and Homer. I mean, listen, that does help that he's having these big moments in Omaha. That video the team put out of him yesterday, where right before he hits the home run, he's in an 0-2 count, and he's just smiling at the plate. I'm like, good Lord. I'm like, what? This dude's just cool, man.
Yeah. Between that and, he picks up his own trash in the dugout. He picks up after himself. He deserves it.
By the way, I've seen a lot of people being like, well, I mean, the Florida State guy's not playing, so he can't win, right? I would say half the Golden Spikes winners do not make it to Omaha. Kevin Kopps did not make it. Yeah, Charlie Condon won the Golden Spikes, did not make it. It happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. Let's see. Kingsley also appreciates Super J. He goes, PSA, we deserve nice things, so act like it.
No, yeah. I mean, I think he's
Yeah.
referring to the fans who were like, as we say, having the Chicken Little mindset. And like, look, it's a very hard task. Like, it's you can even say statistically improbable, but it is crazy how many Hog fans. I think Hog fans really, more than anything else, they want to be right. And so nobody wants to like say like, hey, I think we maybe could win, because they don't want to be proven wrong. And so it's like, I think there's a lot of fans that kind of, and they do a reverse jinxing thing where they're like, oh, there's no way we could win. I'm not even going to watch the game. There's no way we could win.
Yeah, which I hate that mentality, but it's like I understand it in partial, but at the same time, it's like in baseball when you have a team that you have, it's okay to feel confident. It's okay to believe. It's okay to do all that stuff. I mean, doesn't mean you should just go in and be like, we're not losing, everyone else sucks, and we're superior to everybody. But it's okay to say, hey, I think we're going to win. Hey, I think we're a better team. And hey, I think it's going to be awesome when we do. That's okay. It's totally fine. Shout out to Sharkensaw. How about this? He says, what's up, guys? What's up, chat? My fiance and I just picked up our marriage certificate 30 days away, and tomorrow's my birthday. Happy birthday tomorrow. I'm sure I'll forget because I'm horrible with birthdays. But really need a GOTS win tonight to cement this day as one of the best.
Hogs.
Is that what it's supposed to mean, Hogs?
I think it's
okay. I mean, I assume, but then I don't want to assume. So either way. But again, congrats. Happy birthday.
Happy marriage.
Happy marriage 30 days from now.
Yeah.
You're crushing it, man. He's got a lot of big milestones
I think
coming.
Arkansas is kind of winning life.
Yeah.
Sharkensaw, because it means we're less than a year from him getting his new job and all that. Dude's crushing it. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. He's just
You're trending in the right direction. We need to hitch on the Sharkensaw wagon. He's going places.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Quinn's still coming in hot with some super chats. He says, I'm not saying it'll happen. That's why I said ideal. I doubt it'll happen, but that would be my A plan. He also says, I try and reverse jinx when it comes to Auburn. I have full-on meltdowns during games. No, Quinn, I don't believe that.
No way, man. No way.
Don't piss on my leg telling me it's raining. Come on now, Quinn.
Most level-headed guy I know.
Mm-hmm. I think Quinn is definitely right on that. Being like going Ianson to Shores and just having it be simple is probably like what LSU would like to have happen.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be a tough one. I think it's up to the Hogs to let that team. You cannot let them do that. You cannot let Anthony Ianson come back on 2 days rest or 1 day rest or whatever and go 6 innings on you. That'd be crazy.
You know what makes me really happy? Just the thought of Quinn coming down for the Arkansas-Auburn football game. And, I don't know if we'll be able to talk him back into a trip to Bud Walton Arena after that, but now Arkansas also gets to go to Auburn next season, and we can run it back. We're bringing Andrew this time. And we just get to see a lot of Quinn. It'll be good times.
I like that. There's an alternate universe out there where Quinn is. We just said bye to Quinn because he's got to go to the stadium to go watch Auburn play against Louisville and try and solidify their spot in the College World Series finals. Like there's an alternate universe. Although they did kind of get the business from Coastal.
Yeah. I just wanted to run. This isn't a super chat for Quinn, but I just love that because people are saying in the chat, "Oh man, Quinn's giving you all his mortgage." He comes in and says, "I don't have mortgage payments. I pay straight cash. I don't have debt.
Straight cash. That's crazy."
Yeah, just Quinn over here flexing about it too. We love you, Quinn. We appreciate you, man. Again, we'll continue to get to chats and some various topics too, because I know we'll have our heavy hitters later into the show as well. But I want to remind everybody that here at Inside Arkansas, we're brought to you by our friends over at Radiant Elements Medical Spa, which a lot of you who are stressing out about the Razorbacks and they're running the College World Series, well, go ahead and book you a massage. Get you a little self-care. Get that stress released from your body with the great people over at Radiant Elements Medical Spa, where their deep tissue, sports massage, and infrared sauna help you bounce back faster and hit the weights so much harder where you stay in the game. Some of you may feel like self-care makes you soft. It really doesn't, because I guarantee you all these great players, these great pitching performances by the Razorbacks, guys like Gage Wood, Zach Root, all these guys, they're doing self-care. They're making sure that they're ready to go the next day, because that's what winners do. And for you guys that are wondering what to give that special someone, give them a great gift, like something like a massage and one of these services from Radiant Element Medical Spa, because they got it all. So check them out today at the Weddington Plaza right next to the Lions Main, or book an appointment online with this QR code right in the top right corner of the screen. And you get 15% off your very first service. It's as simple as that. It's Radiant Elements Medical Spa, self-care for everyone.
I was this close to doing that same bit to you of like the fake massage bit.
Gosh.
I can't stand it whenever you do when you do stuff that I was thinking about doing.
Well, I was worried about getting in your personal space, but I'm glad you weren't offended.
No. Okay. Honestly, like, if there's human beings that don't know me, I don't want them to be within 20 feet of me. But like, if I like you, if I like have any type of positive relationship with you, You can do whatever.
Okay.
Invade my space.
Just glad that you two were the ones that were going to do it to each other, and neither of you were going to do it to me. So that makes me happy. Though
I still haven't figured you out.
I'm scared of the guns, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I'm gonna get put in a headlock.
Yeah, well, put in a headlock and give you a noogie. That's
Yeah, I was
what I'm
saying, you look like you're about to stuff us in a locker.
yeah, I was the type of kid that's be like, oh, you want a Hertz donut, and then you're like, yeah,
here's my lunch money. Here's my lunch money.
Come on,
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that type of guy for you. So, but either way, let's see. Also, I like Quinn just like, thanks, haha. I didn't mean to brag, haha. I know, Quinn, but it's just funny the way you said it. It's just like I straight cash, as in like just dropping it, man. No, we appreciate that. Okay, so I do want to bring up. I know we're going to pivot a little bit, and we'll get to our heavy hitters, but I do want to pivot a little bit from the baseball side of things because it was some pretty interesting news on the Razorback basketball side of things and the SEC basketball side of things that the SEC opponents have been released home and road. Now, not the dates or anything like that, but we do know who in the upcoming Razorback men's basketball season and the SEC basketball season for men's, who Arkansas will be playing and home or away. And here's how it breaks down. We'll start with the road games are going to be at Bama, at Florida, at Georgia, at Ole Miss, at Mississippi State, and at Oklahoma. Your home games, these are single home games and single road games. Your home games, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. And your home and away games, LSU happens every year. Missouri happens every year. But this year, Auburn, home and away. That's going to be your SEC basketball schedule for the Razorbacks.
I'm pumped about this, and selfless plug alert right here. Listen to Pod the Palace in the morning. I'm going to go deep dive on this because there's a lot of really cool nuggets that come to it. I'm really happy about this. If they're going to make LSU and Missouri the permanent home and homes, like two of them are going to be an every year thing. I don't know, it's whatever. Like Arkansas has played Missouri, I think this will be like the 14th or 15th year in a row. They played them 2 times in a season. They played LSU more than any other team since joining the SEC. It's whatever. I just think those need to be consistent wins for you. The Texas thing, we kind of talked about this, a little bit yesterday. I guess we were off air, but do you guys really feel that rivalry in basketball? Like, I don't care if they play them twice.
Certainly not.
I want one of the heavy hitters in the league, and so for me, if they're not going to do Kentucky, which is what they should have done, but they didn't, the consolation prize or whatever, Auburn would be in that conversation. I mean, I think it's awesome. You got Bruce Pearl and John Calipari. That's good theater. You've got an Auburn team that's coming off of a Final Four. That's awesome. The Jungle is a unique and difficult place to play, and you also got them in your place. So I'm really happy with the switch from Texas over to Auburn. And as for the rest of it, I mean, my biggest takeaway, and again, I'll get deeper into it on the pod, but this home slate for Arkansas just overall strikes me as one of the best that they've had in as long as I can remember. I mean, if you got Baylor coming into your place in non-conference, you got Louisville, who's going to be a top 10 team coming into your place for non-conference, and then you get Kentucky, and you get Auburn, and you get Tennessee, and then, you still get, Texas and A&M. Like, it's going to be a really, really good home schedule. And just given everything that they've been doing at Bud Walton Arena with the reseeding, and I know it's a bunch of stuff that's been irritating fans. And, we were kind of like, where the heck is everybody at times last year? And a lot of people were doing the thing where they're saying, well, they got to play somebody. Like, we don't care about Maryland Eastern Shore or Pacific. And you'll have a couple of those still mixed in there. But this home slate is really, really awesome. And I got to give credit to John Calipari because you know how difficult the SEC schedule is always going to be. And then you think about how aggressively he's scheduling in the non-conference. He's not ducking anybody, and that tells me that he's really, really confident in the team that he has. So if you're on the fence about how good Arkansas is going to be or how good they can be, look at the schedule they're putting together. They're not afraid of nothing. It's because they think they're going to be really, really solid.
Net ranking is going to be through the roof. Won't have to worry about any of that. It wasn't a bad home schedule last year, but it definitely was like you didn't have many of those weeks where it felt like it was a big deal, a big event at Bud Walton. Yeah. Even some of the better opponents they played. I mean, they played Florida. They played the national champions at home, and it didn't really feel like that in the moment. And they played Ole Miss right after that, or right before that. Like, it just didn't feel like a big deal. This home schedule is shaping up to be a lot better in terms of the home and homes that you're going to have. I definitely like Auburn, trading out Auburn for Texas. I mean, hell, Arkansas won both of those Texas games, and it really wasn't that memorable. Like, it really wasn't like that cool of a thing. Yeah. I don't think Texas, there's a lot going on in Austin. Don't really think it's a big basketball area, I don't think they're like, I mean, that new arena is nice and all that, but I don't think there's that much heat as weird as it sounds, that between Arkansas and Texas in basketball, I think Arkansas and Auburn have developed quite a bit of heat. And so it kind of they're weirdly enough like a bigger basketball rival. I like going to both of those two really ruckus venues. And in terms of LSU and Missouri, I view that as you get to play Vanderbilt and Arkansas in football. It's like
Yeah.
if you're gonna have to play someone from the East, it's like please be Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Please be Vanderbilt and Kentucky. I feel like getting both of those the two Tigers that stink. I know Missouri didn't stink, but they stink. Come on. I think playing those teams, if Arkansas could play LSU 7 times in basketball, I'd be down for it.
Well, and also, too, I want to give a shout out to the SEC for once, because I felt like when it came to the home and homes for everybody, it's always tough to have everybody be, get a fair shake when it comes to scheduling and basketball, just because there's no way. But there really wasn't a single team that has a home and away set up with 3 different teams that's just like, oh, man, they got screwed. Like, the only one I saw really at Vanderbilt is their home and aways are Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. Like, that was really the only one that was like, oh, man, that's pretty brutal. But the rest of them, I mean, it's pretty fair, to be honest. There wasn't like one that had really top heavy or, because again, since what was it, 13 teams from the SEC went to the tournament last year?
Something like that.
Yeah,
14.
so I mean, 14. So it's like, so you're gonna have teams that face a lot of NCAA tournament teams from the previous years. But overall, I felt like it was pretty fair and everything. But gonna have to go back to Mama Goldberg's in Auburn.
Oh yeah, that place was cool. Man.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That place was really cool. I did a quick scan before we started the show, and we don't even know all the games yet. Like, we know that Arkansas is working on trying to finalize a neutral site game against someone at in Dallas again at American Airlines. So they could add another really good game to this schedule, but just based on what we know right now, you play a 31 game regular season, and I saw 20 games against teams that are in Lenardi's projected NCAA tournament field.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's pretty awesome.
Already.
Like that.
That's insane, man.
And I bet that number will go up also.
I bet it will. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so with that being said, we got some other things we got to do is like our heavy hitters, because it's really enjoyable during the baseball postseason to get into those heavy hitters of ours. And we'll continue to get to your chats, folks, as the show goes on, of course. But our heavy hitters are presented by our friends over at HD Roofing, because when you think of roofing, you think HD. Storms can hit unexpectedly. You never know when it's going to happen, especially in the state of Arkansas. So be sure to contact HD Roofing for your peace of mind when it comes to getting that free inspection. When you choose HD Roofing, you can rely on that professionalism, top quality materials, and expert installation for all of your roofing needs. You can check out hdarkansas.com for more info, or you can call them today at 501-428-0429. It's HD Roofing. Okay, so for heavy hitters, folks, I'm going to start with giving a shout out to the fans, not just Razorback fans, but like the fans here at the College World Series, because I've been wrong about what I think the crowds are going to look like almost at every game. I know it's a big deal here. It's the College World Series, for crying out loud. But every time I think like, oh, man, there's not going to be really many people here at this game, we show up and it's packed. Like last night's game.
24K.
That's insanity. That's insanity. Like, it was expected for Arkansas LSU game 1. Right. I think everybody expected that. But the amount of people that still continue to show up to the games, yes, a lot of it's Razorback fans. I won't say there was a lot of UCLA fans, but there were some. There were some there last night. But then the rest of it, it's just fans of baseball, fans of the game. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're fans of other fan bases, like the old LSU old man that's got that front row seat that just sits there and gives his own umpire signals and stuff. Like, it's stuff like that where, when we talk about it being here in Omaha and how sometimes it can be so extremely hot and so extremely crowded, so extremely expensive. And a lot of times it is all those things. But there's no doubt that the fans, whether they're of a certain team or just of baseball fans or in general, they show up, they show out, they continue to make this a really special place and special place to watch postseason baseball. So shout out to everybody that's been doing that, because I've been thoroughly impressed as we're about to get started with here. Game 1 for the day. Yeah.
Piling in there to that 1 p.m. game, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Dude, that was the guy I was in the bathroom right there that they showed on TV.
Him?
That was him.
Dude, Louisville, they've made their presence felt a little bit. Like, I've seen a good bit of Louisville fans. I've been impressed with their travel.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my heavy hitters, just the fans in general, continuing to show up to the ballpark and continuing to get crazy, get loud, and have all a good time.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a real good one. I'll piggyback on that a little bit, and just I mentioned it earlier, but credit to the Louisville fans, man. I did not expect them, and maybe I just don't know enough or understand enough about their baseball history and tradition, but I didn't expect them to show up the way they have, man. or maybe DJ's Dugout is just their place, but it's been a big crowd of Louisville fans here, which is cool. The Coastal thing is really intriguing. I think they're really, really good. I'd love to see that matchup with Arkansas, but man, if you got the Hogs in Louisville, it'd be the reddest that stadium has ever been. Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy in there to see that. So, no doubt, shout out to them. I'll throw an honorable mention, heavy hitter to their shortstop from yesterday. That was Alex Alicia. The guy just almost, just miffed the the entire opportunity to advance away in that collapse against Oregon State in the 9th inning. It was his misplay there at shortstop that kind of opened the door for Oregon State to come back there and tie that. And then they wind up getting out of the inning, and shout out to their pitcher for kind of regrouping. And then, of course, he's the leadoff batter in the next inning, draws a walk, and then winds up scoring the winning run after everything that happened. That had to have felt really, 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 really good for that kid, no doubt about it. And then my last one. I mean, we got to pull from the hog bag here, but we got a very specific pronunciation guide given to us by a family member.
Oh yeah.
For our man, Aiden Jimenez. Dennis the Menace, Aiden Jimenez. And I'm never going to get that wrong again.
Oh, I will.
Was just so impressed with what he was able to come in there and do for Arkansas. It was awesome to see the bounce back from Zach Root. And like you mentioned, they were talking about it. He was just kind of, the tank was empty the last couple innings there, and he had to grind it out, and you needed somebody to come in there and pick him up. And Aiden did exactly that, man. He was tremendous. Bridged the game to the 9th inning. He had a comfortable lead, saved some more arms, and you got plenty of bullets here to move forward.
I can't believe you went Aiden Jimenez. But yeah, because that was actually who I had planned. Luckily, I've got backup options, but I do want to piggyback off of yours since you piggybacked off John.
Right. All the piggybacks going on.
Of course, the Aiden Jimenez. It's been awesome, like his journey. I mean, this is a guy that there was a point where we didn't know if he was going to pitch at all. I mean, he tore his UCL right before the season last year. So if he had not been available all year, like it wouldn't have been that stunning. Dude busted his ass in the offseason, had to rehab. And we were talking with his dad. I think the coolest thing he said is how, Aiden felt like he needed to up his game when he came to Arkansas. And you're around here with all these big-time pitchers, all these big-time prospects. Like it forces you to level up. It forces you to look yourself in the mirror and be like, who do I want to be? Do I want to step up and get the job done? Or do I want to transfer and go do something else? He was ready for that challenge. And so he's leveled up his game, and he's gotten healthy, and he's done what he needed to do. And it's fascinating his journey he's gone on this year even, because there was a point where he was the most valuable piece on this Razorback pitching staff. There was a point where Zach Root was not having his best stuff. Gabe Gackle was in the starting rotation, and it wasn't going well for him. Landon Beidelshees was banged up. Or was struggling, and Gage Wood was out of the rotation. It was not pitching at all. Aiden Jimenez was like the guy that everyone was like obsessed with. They were like, hey, man, you should start this guy. Like, I don't know what's going on. He ends up starting, doesn't go well for him, had some struggles down the stretch. And so it kind of was a while there where you're like, damn, he went from being the most valuable bullpen arm to, can they really trust him? Like, what's going to happen here? And for him to come out there and pitch the way he did on that stage last night, and it was a 3-0 game when he entered the game.
Yeah,
that game was very much up for grabs. But after he went 6 up, 6 down, you felt like, oh, okay, actually, this game really isn't that up for grabs. You could kind of see the life come out of that UCLA dugout, and then they tried to feign it in the 9th inning and be like, oh, yeah, we got energy. Here we are. Doing their weird thing. But Aiden Jimenez, I thought that was a very important outing to continue to save this Razorback bullpen. But it was good to get him back on track in a high-leverage spot. I think he's going to continue to be a valuable piece for this Arkansas bullpen. Could see him tonight, could see him tomorrow. But I think Hog fans will have a lot of confidence. And we talked about him a lot. Justin Thomas Jr., man. I just want to give that dude credit. This is a kid that, starts his career at Georgia. He's from the state of Georgia, goes to Georgia, plays for a coach that gets fired that year. They don't make the tournament, and he was barely playing. I believe he hit 105 as a freshman at Georgia. And that's a spot where, again, it forces you to look in the mirror and say, who do I want to be as a player? Do I want to level up? Like, do I have it in me to really play at this level? Like, what am I going to do? He goes to Florida Southwestern JUCO, has an awesome year. Thought he might get drafted last year, did not get drafted. I'm sure that was maybe a little bit disappointing, and another opportunity for him to look at himself and say, okay, how good am I? Can I play at this level? What kind of player do I want to be? He comes to Arkansas, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't think he was going to start all offseason. I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's pretty athletic. He can swing the bat okay, a little pull head. I don't know. I just don't know if he's going to start. I kind of think these other guys are going to play over him. Dude just continued to prove me wrong everyone wrong and has just been a force for Arkansas. Now hitting 298. His batting average has been fluctuating around there. He's been up around 300. He's got 6 hits at the College World Series in 2 days. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, I'm really impressed with Justin Thomas Jr. I think he's a spark plug, important personality for this team as well. I could not be a bigger fan of his work. I know his dad, who has not been able to see him play a ton, his dad got to come to Omaha and see him, Justin Thomas Sr. So happy for him, happy for their family, and wanted to shout him out. Can I give my worst? Can I give my softest hitter?
Well, I tell you what we'll do instead. How about this? Because we got to give a shout out to our friends over at Looper Auction Realty.
Okay.
We won't do best of the week, but you can just go ahead and do worst of the week here in a second. So let me do that for you. Then you can get yours because I have one too. So real quick, but we would appreciate Looper Auction Realty for being a part of Inside Arkansas, as well as the bombastic coverage up here in the College World Series. Why wait months or even years to sell your home the traditional way? Because at Looper Auction Realty, they offer a faster and smarter option where you sell your home, auction, and no repairs, no contingencies, no drawn-out negotiations. You set the terms, buyers compete, and you walk away with a firm closing date. Whether it's your home, an estate, or investment property, the auction method puts you in control and gets it sold fast. So call them today, Looper Auction Realty at 479-996-4848. That's 479-996-4848. Or visit looperauction.com. It's Looper Auction and Realty, sold in 30, closed in 30. All right, go ahead and give your worst of the week.
So before I say this, I want to clarify. There are a lot of people who cover baseball and do it well, and they love their job, and they actually are informative, good, hardworking folks. Kendall Rogers is among that. I haven't even gotten to hang out with Kendall this week because he's been so busy busting his ass. He's writing coaching stories or whatever. I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about probably a lot of guys that you think I'm talking about. But I think the national media of college baseball is about the lamest group of dweebs in the country, man. It's kind of bizarre, and it's just weird watching all these guys just try and gravitate to as many fan bases as they can, and it's just they'll just hype up whoever they need to hype up, and they don't know any of these kids' names. I don't know. Something, it always kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit whenever we've been watching Arkansas all year, we've been covering Arkansas all year, and then watching national guys try and be like, oh, hey, here's Cam Cozile, it says you're from Omaha. Blah, blah. It's like trying to learn on the fly. You can always tell when it's authentic and when it's not. And I don't know, being at events like this, it always I always have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder where I'm like, we're crushing it. I'm better than that guy. We're better than those guys, and all that. And so maybe that's just a little bit of that rubbing off here. But just kind of seeing the national coverage of college baseball, I feel like it's holding the sport back a little bit. I think there's some dweebs that aren't really growing the game that they probably should be.
Well, to your point, though, I'll say, I think that's just every postseason because I remember, Curtis, we talk about it in basketball, seeing, won't name names.
I know you felt this way about basketball.
Yeah, but it's
before,
you see people like, so what do you, the basketballs are different this year. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
And that's the only thing they ask anybody at all. Hey, the basketballs are different. Hey, so your coach takes his shirt off. What do you think about that? I think it's honestly, it's sadly just the way it's always going to be. Yeah. And when you get to this level in college sports, you're going to have these national people that, get that. Hey, Charlie, you got to go down there and cover this event. Oh, I haven't even watched a single game this year. Well, you're a big J journalist, by God. You better go in there and do a good job. So ask some tough questions. And so they're like, the balls are kind of interesting to me. So I think it's just a common thing, sadly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, I'll throw a worst real quick because I just need to address it. Most people are agreeing with me, but that's fine. Listen, I get that people can be critical. And, I was kind of critical of people who were being a little bit unfair to Will McIntyre last night. But, I saw a Twitter account today that kind of quote tweeted or put a screenshot of the broadcast and was basically saying it was a Razorback fan in the stands. It was a woman that looked very concerned and was very stressed. And the person put that tweet and caption saying, this is all of us Razorback fans when we witnessed the Will McIntyre experience or something like that. And it really pissed me off because first off, that's Will McIntyre's mom that you're doing that picture of. And I get criticism. And it's fair to be critical. I don't have a problem if any of you were just saying, hey, Will did not do good last night. I'm not going to sit here and try to argue, no, he was awesome last night. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just if you're a Razorback fan, that's the type of stuff that's just stupid to me. There's zero excuse for it, zero reason to do it. And I don't care if the guy knew it as his mom or not. It's totally unfair. And the fact that it is his mom, it's just like, imagine it's your kid and he's in the College World Series pitching. What do you think your level of stress is going to be? And if he struggles, it's your kid. And then you get on and you see on social media some jackholes and pole smokers putting up these tweets and be like, the Will McIntyre, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just not like, that's not something you do to your own fan base, your own team, and your own players that are going out there and giving it their all. So that just really rubbed me the wrong way. Some people said, well, I thought it was funny. I didn't think it was anything bad. That's not the point. The point is that that's your team. That's your player.
Yeah.
And that type of stuff just really, really bothers me.
There is something kind of hilarious about the fact that, and obviously I'm not saying every fan should like be able to recognize Will McIntyre's mom and all that, but it is just kind of funny that it's like this moment that like anybody could appreciate. You know, a mom watching her son pitch in the College World Series, like that's one of the most special days of like any of us on the earth. Like that would probably be the coolest day for us, and like that people could watch that moment. And I know, again, I don't think the dude knew it was his mom or whatever, but it's like, it's just funny that like a moment that is so pure and so just like human and easy to root for and just like easy to get behind, that like Hog fans see it and are just like, Will McIntyre sucks. You know, it's like just kind of a microcosm of the way that we view the world and the way that we view sports sometimes that can be a little frustrating for sure. And shout out to the Louisville shortstop for reaching with an infield single to start the game. He's off to a hot start.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, and I know last thing real quick on that too is just I want everybody to do well, but I saw somebody that tweeted at me because when I quote tweeted, they're like, "Well, you can't sit there and tell me you didn't have the same expression when Will McIntyre came in." I'm like, "No, I didn't." Because the last time I saw Will McIntyre, he was phenomenal against Tennessee in that Super Regional.
It was a 7-0 game.
In the regular season, yeah. So just shut up. Like this, that stuff just bothers me. But either way, enough of that. So we can
you got
move
anything
on
to get off your chest, Curtis?
Yeah,
any words for the weekend?
You got anything?
I don't get to piss and blow.
No, you
That's
do.
why I was like, I just
didn't want to kill your vibe because we were pissed in our
We didn't
vibe,
want to force you to be angry if you weren't
exactly.
naturally angry.
Well, I actually had nothing at all until I saw that stupid tiger.
Dude, I'm sick of that
Again,
thing.
dude, Mardi Gras Mike, again. I've been counting, and just from me looking, and we can't not see it because we're staring right out the freaking window. 6 times since we got here, I've seen that stupid tiger getting pulled by the truck, getting drug around Omaha. I'm tired of seeing it, man. It's obnoxious. I get it. Maybe they're excited about it. I'm not going to lie. If it was a huge hog on the back of a truck, they were just driving around Omaha. Like, how much gas are you spending to do this? The thing is driving me absolutely nuts, man. It's flat on the top. I don't understand why. Like, I don't know what happened there. And it makes me want Arkansas to beat LSU all the more because I'm just tired of seeing that thing, especially today when it's game day and you're playing LSU. I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing it. So that got me a little bit. And the only other thing, and hey, I appreciate everybody. They got a job to do or whatever. But the underdog guys.
Yeah.
I get it. Like if you're out and about and just around the stadium, you're trying to introduce people to what you have going on and everything. Like, okay, that's fine. But in the state, like I'm watching a College World Series game, and there were 3 different times that either me or John were approached by these guys. They're like, hey, have you heard of the underdog? Like let people watch the game, bro. You want to catch them outside the stadium?
Yes,
catch them outside the stadium. You got to do what you got to do. That's all good. But when you're in there and people have paid their money, and you're during the game, you're watching your team, leave us alone, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
Hearing you say this, I finally had an epiphany, and I can put articulation to the way I feel.
Okay.
So like, look, okay, it's not lost on like the 3 of us. I would say like, obviously we love the Hogs and we love what we do. Like it's not lost on us that when the Hogs win and when they're in these moments, that it's going to be good for us individually. And we certainly are not strangers to like wanting to promote your brand, wanting to grow your following.
Absolutely.
And, all this, like there's absolutely a level of it. It's something that we think about and it's a part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly do feel like we put the team first. Like we're here to uplift the team. We're here to talk about the team. The team is the focus and we promote ourselves. Absolutely. But it's like, it's all on the context of like, we're on this journey with the squad. We like to, in fact, we like to pretend like we're more a part of the team than we actually are. And that's kind of all fun and games and all that. But it's like the team is the focus. And I feel like there's a lot of people who they're here to promote themselves and they are using this as an opportunity and trying to attach themselves to all these things and be like, haha, look at me and Gage Wood. We're buddies. It's like, what the hell, dude? Like, I don't know. It's like, it's very weird. And it reeks when you're up around that stadium and you see all these random companies that you've never heard of that are like, hey, would you like to take a minute to hear about blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's people are like trying to use this to get their leg up. And really, we're just here to watch a national title, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know. That's a great thing. In fact, one of the things I said to those particular people that came up to us. I'm like, sorry, we're BetSaracen people.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are all BetSaracen all the time, and we appreciate BetSaracen and their partnership. It's the #1 sports betting app in the state of Arkansas by far. So download the app on your iPhone or on your Android, or you go to BetSaracen.com, get to betting that way, as they have continued to have all the different specials that are going on with the College World Series, as well as all the Arkansas events, and even tonight. I know that people are going to be fascinated by all that. Some people had a hit, and so they got the specials up for tonight. So just a few of them for the double R props. Plus 1100 is the biggest one. How about this? The Alloy brothers both to get a home run.
Yeah, they've been waiting on that one, man.
Plus 1100.
They homered it's like the third or fourth game of the year. Both Alloy brothers homered, and then I don't think they've done it in the same game since, or something like that. And they've both homered a lot. I like that, man.
I actually like this one too at plus 1100. Charles Davlon and Cam Kojal combined over 1.5 doubles.
It's time for Cam.
That.
I like that one.
Cam Kojal is a doubles machine. Mm-hmm. He was built in a lab to hit a double in Omaha, and he's going to do it tonight. At least one. He might even have both of those doubles.
Yeah. And then also, here's what's great. For plus 1,000, you can get the Alloy brothers combined over 1.5 home runs. So I don't really understand that. Hold on a second. What am I looking at here?
John, do they have
any... Okay. Sorry. The plus 1,100 was the Alloy brothers each to have a home run. The plus 1,000 is for the combined 2 home runs. Okay, so like if one hit 2, okay. So I was about to say, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But either way, what were you saying?
I was just going to ask if they had any props for Razorback right-handed pitcher Cooper Dossett. Do they have any props for him?
I don't think
Gotcha.
so. Why?
I just wanted to give a random shout out to Razorback right-handed pitcher Cooper Dossett. That's all. We love Springdale. We love the squad. Just wanted to give a shout out to him.
No, I haven't seen any of those yet. But you know what I also haven't seen?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, what the crap is happening?
Also, I've heard from a very good source. Rehab's going well. Should be back in a few months.
Well, good to hear. Good to hear. You know who's not on this? No Rocco Pepe prop.
It's officially been removed. It's officially been moron.
It's officially been removed.
Are you kidding me?
Unless my eyes deceive me, there is no Rocco Pepe.
They heard us talking crazy.
I am guaranteeing an at bat tonight now.
Oh gosh, and a home run. He's gonna hit a home run, dude.
That would be unreal.
Mm-hmm. That would be.
Dude, I would run out on the field and hug that man if it happened.
That would be the best. But yeah, if any player so let's just say this, guys. Who you think if Arkansas is going to hit a home run, who's hitting it tonight?
Ryder Helfrich.
Yeah, I like Helfrich to turn on a fastball.
Plus 240 if you're thinking Ryder Helfrich.
Oh, wow.
So if LSU puts in Maverick Rizzi, who is their hard-throwing right-handed, I believe he's a freshman. If LSU puts in Maverick Rizzi and he's facing Ryder Helfrich, Helfrich's going to turn around 99 and hit it about 420. I will say, Ryder Helfrich, I don't think we should be expecting massive offensive contribution for him, to the point where I actually unironically think they should move him down in the order, only because, again, the pressure of having to play catcher every single game.
Yeah.
I mean, as exhausting as this is for everyone and for the arms and for the players and coaches and all that, Helfrich is the guy that I just look at him and I'm like, dude, he has to be just completely drained.
Yeah.
I actually have a different one.
Okay.
Logan Maxwell.
Ooh. Okay. Well, if you're feeling Logan Maxwell to hit a home run, he is at plus 220.
Okay. I feel like we should get better odds on that.
I thought we would too.
Yeah.
If
you're thinking Brent Iredale is plus 240.
I like Iredale, actually.
Kozel is at 260. Chucky D, Charles Davon plus 275. Kahio Aloy at plus 275. Justin Thomas plus 350 to hit a home run.
I like the Kahio one for sure. Kahio and Iredale are the ones that I have my eyeballs on. Kahio hit a ball like 112 miles an hour yesterday.
Yeah.
Which obviously was just a single, just a base hit. He's the type of guy that, like, again, when he connects with one, it doesn't really matter the park. I feel like he's due for a 450-foot blast.
So also, if you think Aloy is just going to do Vahiva, I should say,
do it again,
plus 195. So
I would just go ahead and, if you're going to bet on Vahiva Aloy to hit a home run, I would just go ahead and take the brother one at 11-1.
Yeah. Also, too, if Beidelshe starts, he has to start for this to hit. Over 3 2/3 innings pitched and over 3.5 strikeouts.
Over how many? 3 2/3 and over 3.5 strikeouts. I actually like that. And it's plus odds.
Plus 150.
I actually don't hate that. Listen, I almost made Landon Beidelshe's my heavy hitter. You know, it's funny. My like preemptive heavy hitter. Against LSU, he did not pitch well earlier this year. He only went 2 innings, gave up 3 runs. Even in that game, he struck out 4, which is kind of weird because he's not a big strikeout guy necessarily. but he struck out 4 in that game. So it almost makes you think like, hey, maybe he could reach that 4 strikeout total. I think Landon Beidelshees goes 4 innings and gives up 1 run.
There you go. By the way, do we know for sure that Arkansas is the road team tonight?
Well, they are the road team tonight.
Okay,
yes.
so
but they would be the home team tomorrow.
Okay, so if who do you think, if depending on who you think is going to score first in tonight's game, Arkansas minus 170 to score first, LSU plus 130. So if you're feeling that, and if Arkansas scores in the first inning, plus 150 that they do, minus 200 that they don't, and also the one I always like is the extra innings plus 750 if there'll be an extra inning. So
that might not be crazy, right?
No, it may not. But that's just a few of the great specials that they got going on at BetSaracen. So check it out. All right, so a few chats I know we got to get to as well. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate DJ's Dugout having us out here as always. As it's the bottom of the first here, tied at 0 between Coastal and Louisville.
Can we quickly can we get a ruling on Louisville's jerseys?
Stupid.
Okay.
I got to look at them again. Hold on.
I mean, anything
is it the stupid like one that's like got like 8 colors in a square or something like that? Like
pretty much.
Yeah, it's got the weird like lines
that's
thing.
Garbage.
Okay. I do not like it at all.
Here?
I call it it reminds me of Buffalo Wild Wings a little bit. The Jazz wear a uniform that's really like this.
They do.
It's like the different lines of like mild, honey barbecue, whatever, and it's like Louisville's isn't full on that way because it's just red and white in different shades. Right. But
I love Coastal's look though.
Yeah,
Coastal's uniforms
colors,
always look good. They look good in Omaha, man. They're born for this.
Yeah, they do. All right, so a few chats, going on in the super chats. Hayden just says, "Who is taking out the LSU float?" It might be Curtis.
It's really, really under my skin.
Way
more than it should be. I can't stand it.
It's mine too, because it's just like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like we got it. It's there. All right. And the thing is, they place it right there in front of the stadium, so you can't even, well, not like right in front of it, but when you're walking to it, so you see it.
Oh, this dude's gonna get this. They're gonna review this one. This kid leaned into this pitch.
Well, if they gave Gage Wood that call, they're probably gonna give this guy this call too, because it looked pretty similar from here. But still, but yeah, that thing's got to go, dude. Like you got to. I really, if anything, send them home just so we don't have to see that stupid thing anymore.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, and if they go home and that thing's still going around, then we are like.
The wheels are coming off.
Yes, something's happening.
Don't beat LSU because you want to win a national title, and because dude, that's a blatant one. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
it's only going to be a 2-2 count, so he won't get punched out. But he straight up just stuck that arm out there.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Quinn also appreciates Super Chat. Says we don't get Georgia twice this season. Would rather play Jaw, Bammer, and Georgia twice instead of Old Piss twice. So
nobody wants to play Old Piss twice.
Yeah, no one wants to go to Oxford. Let's be honest.
So we're not going to go to the Tad Pad. For,
okay.
I think we're above that.
The only time we're going to go is whenever we park there for football. They make it park on top of it. That's right.
Whitty just says John's arms. Thank you, thank you, Whitty.
It was funny because I didn't get it at first. I didn't see the emojis at first, and I thought he was taking a shot at you because you just went, all right, we're going to go with our worst of the week, and then boom, right away it's like John's arms. Like, please read this. But then I saw the heart eyeballs, and I was like, oh, it's a compliment. That's very nice.
Jeez. Come on, Whitty. So, also, by the way, I guess they didn't review it, and they just let it go.
They didn't review it, despite the fact that I thought the coach was going to ask for it. He came out and talked, but
he just hit him again.
Another guy who was trying to lay down a bunt, and he got it back.
Yeah. Oh, right in the chest.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeesh. He did not lean into that one.
No.
He did not lean into that one.
Got that bat back and everything.
So now bases loaded, no outs for the Coastal Carolina.
Shout out to Brent Iredale last week for swinging at a pitch that hit him.
That was very much a Happy Gilmore move right there, by the way.
Happy Gilmore move, yeah. Also, Quinn appreciates the super chat as well. He says, we have that with our own fan base. Our fan base is still bashing Peyton Thorne, even though he won't play for Auburn.
It's funny that they hate, because like Peyton Thorne is literally the most average football player that's ever existed in college football. It's always the most like average folks that people hate.
Yes.
Or it's like you want him to be better, so you're mad, and then you want him to be worse so you can play the other guy. It's like there's always those guys that fit in that criteria.
I am man enough to admit that if Peyton Thorne started that game at Auburn last year, 100%. They would have beaten Arkansas.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably by 2
Hugh
touchdowns.
Freeze caved to the mob.
He did, man.
Nah, dude, I hate when that happens, when people cave. Whenever you cave and you just do what the fan base is asking you to do.
Well, what is it? I think it's a famous quote from Nolan Richardson. It says, well, the day I start listening to the fans is the day I start sitting with them. Basically, I need to lose his job.
Exactly, I like that.
Because it's Nolan had quite a few good quotes. He had some good fire that he would drop some knowledge on some people.
Porkenstein, you lost me, brother. One, you didn't pick up on the fact that we were making a joke that Cooper Dawson's here, but also he says that Louisville looks like the Astros. No, the Astros uniforms were clean. Those look good. That's a great look. These are just like Adidas poop shit.
Coastal gets a base hit, and that's going to score
is
too.
Is Coastal a wagon?
No, they're definitely a wagon, dude. Coastal is very, very good. But those Astros uniforms, y'all know what he's talking about. Those are clean.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking
about. With like the star and everything, like those look good.
Yeah.
And everybody that's tried to emulate it since has looked stupid, and Louisville fits that criteria.
I kind of thought that one might get you going a little bit, knowing your allegiances.
Yeah. I'm saying this right now, though. Obviously, Arkansas has to win. They need to win. I want them to win. But if they can't win Coastal, I'm fine with. Because they're good, and I want them to beat LSU. Because if it ain't Arkansas, I want them to beat LSU. I want them to beat them twice.
Certainly, I would cut off my arm for them to beat.
Arkansas and Coastal would be a sick College World Series final. It'd be a great watch for any type of fan.
Yeah,
of all the angles there, it's really cool, and both those teams are really good. Oh my god, dude!
Are
you kidding me right now?
It's again, he doesn't stop. Get a job, my man. Go back to your shanty. Like if you're over here just driving around with that Tiger, seriously, I'm just saying, somebody, not me. Somebody might have some slashing of tires here soon.
If this
not me though. Not
me.
If
this wasn't such prime real estate that we're occupying, I would demand that we move, so I could stop seeing it.
Yeah,
but it's just too good of a spot.
It's gonna be hard not to see that sucker dude around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not gonna say. I'm about to say something bad, but I'm not going to. I've already said enough bad things today. Okay, we'll get to your chats here in a little bit.
We're good.
We'll get to more of your chats. I did want to bring up this real quick as part of our Alumni Hall question of the day, presented by our friends over at Alumni Hall. #1 Razorback shopping experience for those of you who love this DJ Wagner jersey. You may not love the guy wearing it, but you love the jersey. I got this at Alumni Hall right there, 3417 North College Avenue. If you shop it online at InsideArkansas.com/Alumni Hall, you can get it that way. Use that code HOGSBY20 for 20% off your purchase. They got all the College World Series goods over there. So get to shopping today. Get to buying today. Again, it's our friends at Alumni Hall, 3417 North College Avenue. I was just curious what the Razorback fandom feels like right now since you're limited or starting to get limited. Wow, low to the bases again with a walk. So no outs still. But I just wanted to see where people felt like with the rest of the College World Series outlook for Arkansas. You kind of know what your options are. So it's a simple, what's the rest of the pathway show for the Razorbacks? Will they lose tonight against LSU? Will they win tonight but lose tomorrow against LSU? Will they lose in the College World Series finals, or will they win it all? 60% of you say they're going to win it all.
Completely rational.
That seems fair.
What percent says, I guess just
24% say win tonight and lose tomorrow. 13.5% say lose tonight to LSU, and only 2.5% says lose in the College World Series finals.
Wow.
So
yeah, I didn't expect many people to be like, oh yeah, they're going to get through LSU, but then Coastal is just going to be too much. Although I will say, and I'm being dead serious, I don't love this development that Coastal looks like they're about to cruise and win 52-0,
and then take like a 3-day break.
Yeah, I really do not like how rested they're going to be.
Louisville's pitcher, 17 pitches, no outs recorded, 2 runs. He's on the hook for the 3 that are on base. That's coming out. That's brutal, man.
It's tough when you're starting when you're in an elimination game and you're starting a guy with a 9 flatty already.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. But I will say, and I know that Coastal, because they won the Auburn regional, right? Sorry, Glenn.
The super regional, yeah.
Super regional, yeah. I'm just gonna say this as I brought up, I'm like, there's a difference between pitching and SEC pitching. I'm not hating on Coastal. I'm not saying they can't win, but whether it's LSU or whether it's Arkansas, I want to see what they do against some legit SEC pitching, because as we've seen, especially on this side of the bracket, the SEC is just built up very much differently when it comes to their pitchers and the depth that they have.
I mean, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The only teams that give Arkansas trouble are the teams that can match them in the talent department.
Mm-hmm.
And Coastal, for as good and as dangerous and as well-rounded as they are, cannot match Arkansas in the talent department. That doesn't mean they can't beat them. Because Arkansas, I mean, listen, you always, you haven't lost until you do. And Arkansas lost to Missouri State. They've lost some weird games here and there, but that would be the one thing that I would come back to and would give me some of that confidence. And so, we can call it SEC bias, call it whatever, but I can't buy that narrative that Arkansas might have a little bit more talent than Coastal's ready to deal with.
Let's see a few chats here I want to bring up before we get close up shop here again. Appreciate everybody listening in and watching in. Shout out to John Sullivan. He says, today would have been my pops' 72nd birthday. He ain't letting us lose to the Corn Dogs.
Man, I love to see this, man. Well, happy birthday to your pops. Would have been his 72nd, man. My father is still with us, and I talk to him a lot, and I think about him a lot during these like big games, and just think back to moments when I was growing up, and he was telling me about the pig and things like that. I can't even like reading this almost made me sad thinking about my father, where I'm like, damn, like imagine like whenever I'm not going to be able to talk about stuff like that, and like it kind of got me a little bit. So John Sullivan, congratulations, you made me cry before the Razorbacks did.
Also, Knox says, are we home team or away team? We already said that. The away team tonight, but home team tomorrow if Arkansas wins, and which means Arkansas can't walk it off tonight. As cool as it, but they can walk it off tomorrow, which would be pretty cool. And also, Ramil just says, I biked all the way to Slim's yesterday. I hope it helped the Hogs with a little luck.
I think it did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why not.
I think it did.
Zero doubt in my mind that happened.
And listen, I'm not hating on you, Ramil. I'm just being honest. It's like, it's just funny how fans in general are just like the things that they'll do. Like, for good luck. Like, today when I went to the bathroom, I peed sitting down instead of standing up to bring some luck to the Razorbacks. It's just like, I mean, people are just they'll do whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes in their mind to get it done.
I want this natty so bad I left my wife. So take that, Hogs.
Yeah. So you better win because this is the way it needs to be. So either way, man, what a situation we got here. Yeah. Bases loaded. If they, man, no offense to Louisville, but if this is the way it's going to be, then this is going to be a very quick game. And I guess there's no run rule, but still, it's going to be get out of hand quick.
Watch out for Thorndike here. That's his name.
Big
Thorndike.
Bopper.
Well, yeah, I gathered. Yeah,
I wasn't just giving him a random nickname.
Here's his nickname for the day. We're going to go with that. So look at that. It ended up being there. So let's see. Also, the student section said, John, please turn the phone lines on so I can troll in person instead of on the chat.
The student section was really close to getting the dog out of Quinn. He was really close to inciting the dog.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of people that on social media and in the digital world that you can incite and it becomes a problem. Don't mess with Quinn because he's something that he'll make you regret it. So I'm always going to make sure I'm on Quinn's good side. That's for sure. So either way. All right. Well, guys, I mean, we've rolled through another Inside Arkansas Live here on this Wednesday. Doesn't feel like Wednesday. Again, days don't matter. There's no days of the week for us anymore, but still got a game tonight, 6 o'clock. We'll have the bombastic post-game show following immediately after the result.
That's going to clear them.
Wow. Not a home run, but that is a bases-clearing double.
Yep.
Wow, he barehanded it. Could he get – wow. So 5-0, no out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude might be curtains.
Ain't messing around.
Might be curtains.
Coastal's dialed.
Yeah, and just to think that if Arkansas, if Coastal wins this, which it looks like they might, like Arkansas or LSU ever ends up playing, even if let's say it's Arkansas, Coastal's going to have plenty of rest. They're going to be pretty rested.
They'll be
not to mention they're going to get to rest for the next 3 hours of this game.
Yeah. So either way, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, bombastic post game following the Razorback baseball game tonight, win or lose. Right here at DJ's Dugout. But before we roll out of here, guys, Kurt, start with you. Prediction, how you feel? How you feel tonight? How you feel it goes?
I think this is going to be a wild one. I'll steal Andrew's word real quick. Foxhole, get in it. This is what this is about to be. I think it's going to be a wild one. It's going to be a crazy one. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. You talked yesterday, John, about how it hasn't been nearly as stressful as some of these trips to Omaha, even in a loss. Like the games themselves, I think that goes out the window tonight. I think it's going to be crazy, but I'm really, really excited for it. I think Arkansas gets it done tonight. I think we're going to have the winner to the title series, situation here on Thursday that I'm super pumped about. But I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back here for the bombastic post game, and really excited, grateful to be here, be hanging out with you guys, and doing this, enjoying the journey. It's been absolutely awesome.
Well, I thought we was gonna win this thing, man, and we still got a chance. It's tempting to look at Gabe Gaggle, but I think we're gonna go with Vital Cheese. I think he's gonna give us a few solid, good innings. We got Gibbler and Fouch behind him. It's gonna be pretty good, and I like some of them short, stubby kids like Cam Kozel. They're gonna get the job done in this game. I like Cam Kozel. I like Logan Maxwell, JT Thomas. He's thick as grits. We're gonna get him another hit or two tonight as well. Hogs win 7-2.
I love that. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to go ahead and say that Arkansas does win. And I think I can see it getting crazy, like you said, Curtis. But here's my little extra prediction there. I think Arkansas wins this game tonight 5-3. but Arkansas is up 5-0 heading into the 8th.
You know what
And
John said on the way here? He said Arkansas will not win a close game tonight. That's
Well,
what he said on the way here.
Here's the thing: this is where I'm feeling where it's like you Arkansas is in full control of the game the entire way, and you have another outstanding pitching performance, like 8 scoreless innings, 8 scoreless innings. But we see some crap like happened like last night, where just something gets a little weird there in the final part of it, where it ends up being like, what they say, that the final score was closer than what the game was.
Yeah.
That's how I feel happens tonight. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I think you said it, Ellis. Another hit. Jeez. I think you said it, Ellis. It's like if Arkansas wins by half, was it 0.5 to 0, or however you point it, like you're gonna take it. You're gonna get excited about it. You're gonna feel good about it. But I mean, listen, this is the moment you have all been waiting for. If you're a Razorback baseball player, this is the type of moment you want to succeed in. So get it done, and let's do this same exact thing tomorrow, guys. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this.
Can't end the stream quick enough.
Hey, if you see Van Helsing,
I swear to the Lord, I will slay him. Ah!
That was not with as much gusto and as loud as it was this morning. When
this morning blared it.
serenading the
I woke
shower.
up the dogs too. Did you notice
yes,
that?
I did notice that. Like, what do you mean did I notice that? Like, I'm sitting in my room across the way, and all of a sudden I start hearing the Van Helsing song from Forgetting Sarah Marshall from the shower. And I'm just like, what is happening? And then like I'm getting ready, and then like I think Ellis is putting his socks on, and he just randomly, and I will slam, just starts screaming. So I was like, well, it's gonna be that type of day today. So man, yeah, like we were off to a roaring start, but either way, it's been great though. It's been great. Yeah, we appreciate it, everybody. Appreciate DJ's Dugout having us here each and every day. Appreciate all of our sponsors with the College World Series for making our coverage here possible with Inside Arkansas. Appreciate all of you tuning in and watching in with us on our journey. Going to continue to have some great stuff for you here at Inside Arkansas, so be sure to subscribe to us here on the YouTube channel. Check out all of our audio podcasts, whether it's Inside Arkansas Live, the Pod at the Palace, or the Bombastic Podcast. And also be sure to tune in with us tonight for the Bombastic Postgame Show. For Andrew Ellis, Phyllis Curtis Wilkerson, I am John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel tomorrow at noon. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you tonight for the Bombastic Postgame Show.